Okay, welcome to our review for your test over polynomials. This might be 2 videos, I don't know yet. Finding the degree. So this is only one term, that's why it's a monomial. These all go together. So the degree of this is where you just add up the exponents on the variables. So you take 7 plus 4, and so you get the degree is 11. On this one, you have 2 different polynomials. You have this one, or 2 different terms. Sorry, 3 terms. 1, 2, those are the 3 different terms. So the degree is the highest one. This has a degree of 3. This one, you add those together, you get a degree of 2. Add these together, and that's a degree of 9. So the highest degree is the degree of the polynomial. That's a degree of 9. Alright, so here, this is a degree of 4, 2, 6 plus 2 is 8. So the highest degree is the degree of the polynomial, degree of 8. Standard form means you write it the highest degree first. So look for the highest exponent right here. And not only do you write 12x to the 5th, but you have to take the sign in front. That's negative 12. Negative 12. The next highest degree, next highest exponent is a 4 plus 2. So plus 2x to the 4. The next highest is this negative 5x to the 3. So I write negative 5. X to the third. The next highest is the squared. I do plus because that's a positive. The next is the one with just 1x. Subtraction sign since there's a minus here. And the last term, don't forget this last one, is a minus 6. See, it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1x, and no x. So put it in order. And don't forget, then it says give the leading coefficient. So the leading coefficient is the number that's in front. The very front number, so the leading coefficient would be negative 12. Okay, when adding and subtracting, you can only combine the like terms, which means they have to have the same exponent. Take the sign in front. So those both have an exponent of 4, so I just add 2 minus 20. That's how we combine these. 2 minus 20 is negative 18. The m to the 4 stays the same. When you add and subtract, the exponent stays the same. I have 2 m to the 4's and I take away 20 m to the 4's, so there's negative 18. And then these are like terms. So that's negative 10 minus 13. That gets you negative 23. And then m. Negative 10 m's minus 13 m's is negative 23 m's. And then write these together. Negative 18 m to the 4 minus 23m. So write it together as a polynomial like that for your answer. Okay, we're going to add again. And I'm looking for like terms. So here's c to the 5, c to the 5. Here, this 5 here. Remember there's really a 1 here. So 5 plus 1, 6, c to the 5th. Negative c, so that's really negative 1 plus 7. Gives you 6. And then there's no other numbers, so this minus 2 just stays a minus 2. So now I find b to the 5th, b to the 5th, 7 plus 1, 8b to the 5th. Here's negative b to the 3rd, and 6. So that's a negative 1 plus 6. Gives you 5. So positive 5, I put plus 5b to the 3rd. Exponents stay the same. And then that minus 4. There's no other number here, so put the minus 4 on the end. Okay, continue adding. E to the 4th power, so here's the other e to the 4th power. There's 5 here, plus 1 more. 5 plus 1 is 6, e to the 4ths. Negative e, so negative 1 plus 3 gives you 2. So I get 2 e's there, and that minus 4 in the end. And then subtraction. So what I taught you guys is you should change this to addition and change the sign on every number in the second polynomial only. Alright, so I have 8 plus, here's b to the 4, that's negative, so 8 plus negative 1 8 minus 1 is 7. And then I have negative 1 b to the third minus 4, or plus negative 4. Same thing, gives you negative 5. So negative 5 b to the third, and then this says plus 4 at the end. So subtraction is a little trickier. I recommend you change it to addition. So I changed this to addition. Change the signs in each of these. Okay, 4a to the fourth plus negative 1 would be 3. So 3a to the fourth. Negative 1 plus negative 5 for our a squareds gives you negative 6. So minus 6a squared. And then there's this plus 4 at the end. So that's your addition and subtraction. Now multiplication, we learned the box method. But you only need to use a box method if you have more than one term on both of these. So 11, you don't have to use the box method. This is all one term. You can just use distributive property, multiply that, and multiply that. If you want, you can do a 1 by 2 box. So you have this term here, and then inside here. So 1 by 2, and you can get it there. But I'm just going to multiply and multiply, distributive property. So now we're multiplying, not adding, okay? So I multiply the numbers in front. 9 times negative 5 is negative 45. And then you can multiply the variables that are the same, the x and the x. Remember when we multiply before, we have x to the fourth times x to the third, and we learned that you add the exponents. I have 4x's here and 3 here, so now there's 7. So x to the fourth times x to the third, add the exponents. Y to the fifth times y to the third, add the exponents. Okay, so I multiplied the first term. Now I'm going to multiply by this. 9 times negative 3, negative 27. X, there's no x here, so it stays x to the fourth. Y to the fifth times y to the third. Add the exponents, 5 plus 3 to get 8. Now these are unlike terms. You cannot combine these because the x's are different. If those x's had the same exponent, then we could add them or subtract them, but we cannot. So that is the answer, since those are unlike terms, because the exponents are not the same. Okay, now we're using the box method. 2 by 2. 2 by 2 box. This first term I write on the top, n negative 5, and then here, n negative 1. Okay, we're multiplying these together to fill in our box. N times n gives you n squared. To get this box, n times negative 5, negative 5n. To fill in this box, negative 1 times n is negative 1n. And to fill in this box, negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. Okay, we have our like terms diagonal here. This is where you now are adding. Negative 1 plus negative 5 is negative 6n. The exponent stays the same when you add. So our answer is the n squared here, minus 6n there, plus 5 at the end. There's multiplying with the box method. Alright, so we're doing a 2 by 2 boxes for 13 through 16. Those are all 2 by 2s. So it's all the same process. Z, positive 2, z, and negative 5. Z times z gives you z squared here. Here you take 2 times z to get 2z. Here you take negative 5 times z is negative 5z. And for this box, negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. Okay, like terms off the corner here. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3z. So my answer is z squared minus 3z minus 10. I crossed my z's, otherwise that would look like a 32. so that's why I crossed my z's. So we can tell they're z's and not 2's. Sorry, that was cut off a little bit, I just realized. Sorry about that. Okay, z plus 3, z plus 5. Multiply our box and fill it in. Z times z, z squared. 3 times z, 5 times z, and 5 times 3, 15. Like terms here, I can add these. 5 plus 3, 8z. So z squared plus 8z plus 15. Notice those are all unlike terms. That's why we stop here. We can't add those because they're unlike terms. Okay, 15. X plus 3, x and negative 5. X times x, x squared. 3 times x, negative 5 times x. And negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Add like terms here, negative 5 plus 3, negative 2x. I write these all in order. It's always here, here, here. There's our answer. Okay, number 16. I don't have enough room on here. Alright, so we have our y negative 2, y negative 2. Okay, careful with the negatives here. So here we're going to get y squared, negative 2y, negative 2y. Here, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Add these together, it's not 0. Negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 4y. So y squared minus 4y plus 4 for number 16. Okay, 17 is different because we have 2 terms here and 1, 2, 3 here. So on 17, I need to do a 2 by 3 box. You can make it go sideways, or you can make it go this direction. It doesn't matter. So my 2 terms, 5x and negative 3 here, and in front, x to the third, negative 5x, and positive 2 for those 3 terms. And then we fill it in just like before. So here I have 5x times x to the third. So x to the third times x. Add the exponents to get x to the fourth. Negative 3 times x to the third. Here, negative 5 times 5 is negative 25. And x times x is x squared. Here, negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. And only 1x. 5 times 2 is 10. 1x, there's not another one. Negative 3 times 2, negative 6. Now remember we add like terms diagonal, but these are not like terms. You cannot add those together because they have different exponents on the x's. These are like terms. We can't add these to get 25x. Now this is because there's no x squared here. It's an x to the third. So these end up not being like terms. So these combined to get this, but write this in order, 5x to the fourth, then you have this one, the x to the third, then you have this one. We couldn't combine those, so we've got to write them out. Then the 25x, and then the minus 6. So this one has lots of terms since we weren't able to add those two together. Not to be tricky or anything, you just got to be careful with that one. Alright, I'm going to continue with the rest on video number 2.